Good morning. It's 7:19 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Friday, February 1st, 2019. Let's take a look at Litecoin. Well, we have an interesting development. It's almost broke $32, possibility. But now that we see this rise in price, let's see exactly what caused this rise in price. Was it the market acting naturally, or was it manipulated? And the way we could find out is the old age adage, let's look at the manipulation buy and sell wall, which is now 3011 spot 10. You can see it's been risen to 3228. And it's embedded in here. The 3011 spot 10 is embedded at 3162. So either way this price is going, these two walls shape its future outcome. They're the largest walls in the order book on both the sell and the buy side. I see a lot of orders being stacked lower. So this might be a manipulation up to dump on the way down into these orders. But the book, if it still has the presence of these two walls at 3011 spot 10 on both sides, the book is still being manipulated. So either way, the book is being manipulated up, manipulated down. He's constantly in the flux of bringing it up and bringing it down on a 2-day cycle. January 30th to the 30th. You see? This case looks like a 1-day up and a 1-day down. If you could see what he's doing. 1 day up, 1 day down. Now he's back up again. This is all manipulation. It's almost to a schedule if you look at it. 6 p.m. 6 p.m. 6 a.m. tomorrow probably looks like it'll go down. You see? 666. I don't know. That's just an observation. I'm not saying it's true, but this is. So I really don't see this market. You could already see they're putting sell pressure to bring it back down. It's Mark. Now we got to go back down. Crying shame. It really is. It's a crying shame. This market is so manipulated. I honestly think 10 years might be an understatement. When the numbers are done, which I'm going to do Saturday, I'm just going to go over the numbers since December of 2017 to the present on Litecoin only. Litecoin only. And I'm just going to go through the graphs and look at the amounts of money that were lost since December by the manipulation. And I'm going to come up to a grand figure Saturday. Probably in the afternoon about 3 o'clock. So I'm going to be working on that. I'd also like to say, well, I told you the day before that I was going to the FBI. Well, lo and behold, the FBI contacted me yesterday. What I sent. They are very interested. And right now, we're talking about what I seen, and we're talking about what they need from me turned over to them. Okay, so the jig is up. As I understand it, the FBI is working underneath the premises of the CFTC and all those other sister agencies that are telling them they're handling the investigation, and they'll tell them who to go and arrest and stuff like that. And as I understand it, the FBI is its own entity, and they feel, well, if we find anything out of a crime, we don't care what the CFTC or what the SEC or Expialidocious says. If we investigate and we find the crime, we will issue warrants for arrest. That's it. That's it. And going so far by what they see evidence of a crime. So they're not going to care about what these organizations that are trying to overlord it on the FBI. They don't care about that. You have to understand that. They're trying to work with them, but if they have other evidence and they know the CFTC has it and they don't act on it, the FBI says they don't have no problem reacting to it. So it seems to hopping and skipping to these agencies has more been like playing a game of whack-a-mole. But again, when CFTC brought the DOJ and the FBI in on the case, they're telling the FBI, well, we're investigating and we will tell you if there's a crime or not. And in this case, when they went directly to the FBI, they said, you know what? We're going to do that determination ourselves because they have the personnel, the manpower, and the skill to see if this is a crime or not. And based on the evidence that I gave them, they're 99.9% sure that this is a finance crime. This is white-collar crime, and they will treat it as such. That's what I understand, speaking to an FBI agent. So it seems like the CFTC is trying like to grab the glory, or the New York State Attorney General is trying to grab the glory, and the FBI is working under them and following their directive. Well, we think there's a crime, and they're cherry picking the evidence and giving it to the FBI. The FBI is like, you know what? We're going to run our own independent investigation on it. Mr. Russo was kind enough to give us the information. We're reviewing it. What we have seen so far, this is the statement, what we have seen so far is significant and validates further investigation. Those are the words. And we feel that there is something quite unusual, but that was a senior official, but now he's going to turn it over to the Department of White Collar Crime Unit. So these guys, they should have, it's been long in company. I've been fighting them for a year. They're basically blowing me off, calling me like some kind of nutbag. I have one of their global head of investigations. Well, I work with the FBI, and I'm high-powered. If you keep bothering me to look into this theft of user funds, well, I'm going to call one of my friends in the FBI. Go ahead. You go right ahead. You go right ahead. Go ahead, call him now. Let's see what your friend says. Let's see what he can do for you. You go ahead and call your friend. Put yourself right in the investigation. Your name is on the list already, pal. You go ahead and call. I gave him the email too. Their head of global investigations. He's got power. He's working with all of these agencies hand in hand. Like he's got a cape on, and it's like something out of Dumb and Dumber when he was standing there with the superhero outfit on, glowing. I never seen such thing. So it looks like the clock is ticking on this one. It's ticking, and the walls are still there, so they can go ahead and keep playing with us. It's going to be game over. It's going to be game over. They're really taking this seriously. Now what's going to happen, I didn't know it was like this, that you have 3 agencies, and each agency is looking to grab the glory. Everybody wants to put the laurels on their head. So everybody's trying to control this investigation on Coinbase in their own way to benefit themselves as well. I don't know if I'm explaining it, or their agency as well. Maybe it's to justify the budget. I don't know. But now you got 3 agents. They have this weird thing. It's like we're all working together, but there can only be one winner in this race. So they're pretty much toast over here. I'm telling you, when I'm done, I've been trying to contact Coinbase to settle. I don't like scams run against me or any of my friends or anybody else. We were willing to settle. We were willing to talk to legal. They turned around and said, we'll hide behind the legal, let them go through arbitration. I have demanded arbitration. Then they tried to make you believe, well, you have to go through an arbitration lawyer and contact that way. No, that's not true. Because I represented myself in several cases in court in front of a judge. They told us to go into the room and arbitrate. We could have skipped that need to go to a court in front of a judge to arbitrate. We could have skipped that because the judge is going to tell you to do that anyway. Go to the blue room, go down to room, blah, blah, blah. You go in there and see if you can fix this before you come in front of me. That's what I was trying to exercise, what the judge is going to tell me to do anyway. Avoid the court, avoid the expensive lawyer fees, just settle it and get it out of the way, and they'd never hear from me again. But they didn't want to do that. They want to be greedy. They want to keep doing it. They don't want to be stopped. They're taking the risk of that most people won't do anything about it, or most people don't know what to do about it. Well, that risk assessment that you have, I'm the one of 100. You're in trouble now. Do you understand? I'm going to use the rivalry of these agencies to see who's going to race to get you first. Everybody wants to be political? Let's see who wins, who gets you first. Let's see what agency's banging down your door soon. Oh, I hope they tell me when they're going to do it too, because I'm going to fly out there and film it. CNN. Goodbye. Talk to you later, you guys. Be aware. Again, this is being manipulated up just as easily as being manipulated down. This is how they rope you back in. Come back in and take your money. Right now, you think the market's going up. Oh, it's going to go up past 32. You're coming in right now and you're buying because you think the market's going to go up. They're going to pull the rug right out from underneath your feet by manipulating it down. If you have a stop loss, they're going to take your coin and you're going to lose some of your cash. There you go. See the wall? See? What did I tell you? Right on cue with the dump. 25. Right on cue. See the 30-11-10? You see right there? 30-11-10, just like I told you. So you know I'm not making it up. We identified this wall just the other day. It's now in its third day. And the other one's embedded in here. It's got something tossed on top of it. These guys are criminals. Repeat, if you're running an exchange and there's open manipulation in your books and somebody reports it and you leave it up there, this is now a criminal enterprise.